Eagles, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another week of Nemesis Gaming League action here in week number 5. And just as our Lord and Savior said, we do have the Bishops and the Wraith starting us off in the Challenger League here. And I'm joined here by Mr. Jaegers. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Bagels. It's a great Monday, great way to start the week, and I'm ready for some Nemesis action.
It was a great day for me as well, and hopefully a great day for everybody else out there today. And I do still need an invite, by the way. I don't know if you're in the lobby or if Rockerman can invite me, but I do need an invite. Um, No, I think we're in store here for a pretty good matchup here. Both teams 5-3, uh, basically at the 5 and 6 seed together there in the Challenger League. So they're not too far behind the top dogs, but just out of the auto bid spot currently. And looking at my old team there, as I was the old GM for Graveyard Shift, we got Regret on the race now. And why couldn't I get Regret on the race? Before when I was GM, I would have loved that.
Well, Bagels' reason why is because we had him over at Ascension, and he's a really good player for us, and unfortunately had to let him go, but he has been popping off for the Wraiths. Very mechanical player, very offensive powered, and so far for this Wraiths team, he has been popping off this season. And on the flip side, the Bishops, someone must have some dirt on Austin because they have been on stream 3 times so far this season, scoring a 1-1 record when they have been on stream. This is actually the third time they have been on stream. And actually, the first time, Bagels, me and you casted that match. I don't know if you remember. It was when Bishop swept Snowstorm early on in this season. So really, Bishops are a hot and cold team. I know they're 5-3. Big Crate won Player of the Week. Looks to continue success in this game. But I mean, this is really looking like it's going to be an evenly matched game, Bagels.
Yeah, I think that was a matchup of only sweeps that night, unfortunately. But hey, no sweeps tonight. I think this one will be close. I think the one that they were alluding to earlier with that Titan League matchup, that'll be a good one. I wish I could be able to cast that, but my match is also at 8:45. But I'm sure whoever, actually, Rockerman did say Merely and Rockerman will be there, so they'll do a fantastic job. But we'll have to wait until after this one, as we are still waiting to get the players up in the lobby here. So we'll get this one underway shortly for y'all. But yeah, I mean, both teams, like I mentioned earlier, 5-3, middle of the pack, both looking to try and catch up to the leaders in their division, which I believe are y'all in the lead for your division currently?
We're not. The Raptors currently have the lead. I believe they have one game ahead of us, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, 7-1, and y'all are at 6-2. So that's a hotly contested division there. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Bishops are looking to only be behind that Flame. Gonna have to do some mental readjustments here. Um, they're behind the Hellcats. I think this is the best the Hellcats have ever done. They're at 6-2, so they are one game ahead of the Bishops. So definitely, this is a bigger game for the race here, trying to catch up to Ascension and Raptors, as that is a 3-team race at the moment for that division. But yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, the Bishops 1-1 on stream so far, but this is a big proving ground for either of these two teams. 5-3. I mean, you moved to 6-3. 6-3 looks a lot better than 5-4, and I know that all too well because my team's currently sitting at 4-4, and I feel like we could be doing a little bit better. But hey, you know what? That's why we're gonna win tonight.
That's a bold prediction, Bagels. Maybe it'll be in the ticker after your game. I don't know. We're gonna have to see about the streamer, see what he has in store. But we are still waiting for the people to join up into the lobby. And I mean, look, I'll give my prediction, but you want to give us yours first?
I'll go with the old org bias there. I'll say the race, even though I'm currently in the chess hall org. I guess it's really
Mhm.
a battle of bias here. But I'll,
Yeah.
I'll go with the race here. I mean, I don't believe Drax is going to be playing, but I mean, if they got Regret playing, I feel like the race got a pretty good shot here. So I'll go 3-1 race. Why not?
One that is very interesting, Bagels, because I'm going with the opposite org bias. See, I have the Bishops winning this one. 3-2 fashion. We are going to see a game 5 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm looking
Amen.
forward to it.
The more game fives, the better. There's no reason not to go to game 5. I mean, if you're a player, you don't want to go to game 5, but for the fan, the viewer, the casters, we all want to see game 5. But
We love
we got a
game
long way to
fives.
go before we get there, so game number 1 will be underway here as the Bishops will win the opening kickoff, but straight over to Moxen, who is dunked out. Chiefs to the middle, Regret looking to cut it off. High off the backboard, Kratos there, getting the clear. Off the corner still, and ultimately the pressure will be too much as a whiff came out off the backboard.
Well, the new GM of the Graveyard Shift going to put in the back of the net a little bit quicker to the punch. And he's doing your old org justice, should I say, Bagels.
I can't say the name Jarhead is as iconic as the name Cooking Bagels, but we'll have to see how his legacy starts to cement over the next few seasons. But quickly off the kickoff, dangerous for the Wraiths, and they will get counterattacked just off the kickoff.
Well, already we're on pace to have a high-scoring affair in this one. The Bishops immediately answer back. And, we have 2 goals, 24 seconds, and there's not much more you could ask for to start out a Nemesis Gaming League week.
Yeah, definitely. The more offense, the better. Assuming it's good offense. You don't want to see too many ugly goals. But hey, you know what? The more goals, the better. And looking to get another one here are the Bishops, but quickly shut down by Moxen. But again, another one put on target. They're quickly sent away as well. And Kratos, he was looking for the double off the ceiling, but Regret able to find the save. Playing patient, but Chiefs is not. He's looking for the double tap read. And Kratos, who's going to make a half turn in midfield, looking for the backboard read, but Moxen had that red all day. Now they are stuck in their corner for the time being. As Climax was looking for a bump in. Honestly, hold on. I'll save my analogy for later. As Kratos, he's looking for the double tap, and he will find it perfectly placed, I might add.
The player of the week, Big Crate, goes to the double top. Moxen barely misses it, and Kratos makes him pay. And they go up 2-1. And I will say this, Bagels. The Bishops have set up shop in like the past minute and a half on the Wraith side. The Wraith side that one good attack early on, and ever since then, it's been the Bishops show.
Exactly, but the tables can turn relatively quickly here as again off the kickoff. The Wraiths looking to make a move, but they're going to have to wait for the Bishops to make their move back. And Regret again playing patient, taken to the air, looking for the solo play. He's still got boost to work with the air jump, going all the way, and he will find it crossbar down. And that is the Regret I wanted on my team. He's on the team now.
Like I was saying, Bagels, Regret's a mechanical monster. And if you give him even an inch of space, he makes you pay with mechanical plays like that. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and it is hot and heavy so far. We got the double tap, absolute precision placement from Crate, and then that extremely well-placed, well-mechanical air dribble from Regret. But now, again, it's just back and forth, but quickly sent away by Jarhead, who's now on the offensive side. Kratos out of position. All he's got to do is get it to the middle, but he's struggling on the back wall and still to commit. Moxen still in a position. Keep the pressure up, but Climax with a save to Chiefs. And now Kratos, this should be his ball. Looking for another solo play perhaps, but again, the defense from Wraiths trying to cut off these opportunities early. As Regret with a big whiff. This is unfortunate, and this will slip through as... Aren't quite sure what happened right there.
Just it comes with mechanical plays. Sometimes you have mechanical misplays, and unfortunately, that's what happened there. Just a slight whiff on the ball, leading to the Bishops putting it in the back of the net. And in Challenger League, they'll make you pay on that.
And Regret was looking to get a little bit of revenge right there, but didn't quite get the solo play. He was looking out of the corner off of that kickoff. But still, we're only at halftime right now, Jaegers, as a very unorthodox play is coming out, and Moxen almost able to slip that through. But, there's absolutely plenty of time for another Regret solo play or just pressure overall as Jarhead looking for, again, another unorthodox play, but still the pressure on Bishop's side of things. But I mean, it's been 2.5 minutes here, Jaegers, but I can't really tell who's got the edge in this matchup. I think it's about as close as we thought it was going to be.
Like I was saying, Bagels, it's going to game 5. I'm calling it right now as Regret puts a shot not quite on target. And I mean, this has been really back and forth. It's really hard to tell who has the upper hand in this one. Like they're not really playing boomer ball, they're playing more control.
Oh, no.
Boomer, yes, Chiefs puts it in the back of the net to put his team up 2 goals, and immediately, right when I said we're not playing boomer ball, Chiefs makes me eat my words, and catches the Wraiths sleeping.
Yeah, the caster's curse in full effect there as the one boomer of the match was put on display. But I'm not quite sure what the third man was doing there for the race. I mean, it was a pretty telegraphed play that he was going to boom that, but I mean, maybe he didn't think he was going to get it as hard as he was. But either way, as the big great man himself will put in a 5th, and this will likely cement a Game 1 victory here.
I mean, look, Bagels, there's still a minute left. Anything can happen, but Big Crate's making sure it doesn't go in the other team's favor. The player of the week, trying to get a second in a row, and I mean, so far with the hat trick, he's doing what he has to do.
Certainly a good stat line, and definitely the way you want to be starting off this series. As Moxen getting into the middle, Regret up early, but he will get dunked out from Climax. As I was going to say, that's a rather interesting name there. I was going to say something like that earlier, but the double tap ultimately came out from Crate. I'm not quite sure what he means by that name there, Jaegers.
He's just reaching the end. He's reaching the best point he can be.
The pinnacle.
That's. I mean, might have to sign him next year if he makes it. Who knows? Who knows? But that's all I have to say about that on the official channel. As they had a shot there, not quite able to make it, and with 30 seconds left, it's looking more and more likely that the Bishops are going to take this game 1.
Yeah, the Wraiths have just officially gotten their 4th shot there, but it feels like they've gotten more offense than 4 shots, but a lot of corner play that's just not resulting in anything, and double commit miscommunication here as the final seconds rolling down, and this will be, in fact, a Game 1 victory here for the Bishops. As another save coming out. But unless another few shots come out here, the final tally will be 8-4, but that's quite the shooting percentage there for the Bishops, 5 for 8. I mean, what is that, like 65%? If I'm doing my math a little right. It sounds about right? About 65.
About right, yeah.
It's within the ballpark, you know. But I mean, that's a crazy shooting percentage there. Not many demos coming out. 1 on the side of the Bishops and 2 for Wraiths. It was really just a mechanical display here in the first 2.5 minutes, and then that one mistake came out from Regret, and I feel like that totally changed the dynamic of the whole game.
Oh, absolutely! It opened up a hole, and the Bishops were able to keep taking advantage of it. I guess the Wraiths just maybe second guess themselves, maybe just realized that they might lose that game 1, got in their heads a little bit, and the Bishops capitalized, and they looked really good with the rest of that game. But let's see if the Wraiths can bounce back in this game number 2.
Yeah, I'm looking for some more Regret action here, but additionally, I need to see some Moxen and Jarhead working their way out of defense together. And I mean, really, Bishops kind of had the whole package. They were working out of their way to defense together, a lot of infield passes that were working into those boomer clears, and then even the solo big clears themselves. So really, Wraiths, they got to step their whole game up, even though it was a close game in the first few minutes, but they got to find the ice to maintain that over the long haul. As here's Kratos getting his way past 2. Solid 50, but Jarhead will send that off to the side. But, I mean, have you played against either of these two teams here yet, Jaegers?
We have. We played the Wraiths. We beat them 3-2, I believe. But we haven't played the Bishops yet. The Wraiths played really well, except they did have a few unfortunate own goals that went our way, and we were able to capitalize off that. I mean, anytime there's an own goal, you take it, because goals in challenge are hard enough to come by. except in this game 1 we just witnessed.
Yeah, a solid 8 goals as the pace of play is still up about a goal per minute there as Chiefs will put one in. But again, another big mistake. Jarhead could have gotten a better clear, but also Regret ended up doubling with him, I believe, unless that was Moxen in the back. But the communication was not on point there on a relatively easy to save ball.
No, yeah, just communication issues looking like is the problem for this Wraiths team. Moxen gonna put one on target, but not quite quick enough. Kratos gonna pass it to Chiefs. But yeah, no, just communication issues. It could very well just be stream nerves, Bagel. This Wraiths team hasn't been on stream yet, and I mean, anytime it's your first time on stream, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it definitely is the case, but some of these players have been in the league for quite a while. But again, our Climax is pre-jump for this, but still, he gets balled out by his teammate. I don't think he had the read either way in this one. Gonna slip all the way past Kratos. Should have the read off his backboard. With the air dribble to boot, back to the middle, but Jarhead there for the cutoff. Straight into the hands of Chiefs. Still back to the middle for Regret. Just a bit of ping pong between these two teams at the moment. Although this one's sent on target, Jarhead, he gets a mediocre save, but still dangerous. And this one will not go through. Hold up, it's just a bunch of small ball. They are still trying to put this one in with as little velocity as possible. I mean, that was just a classic case of hot potato right there, Jaegers. Okay.
Well, Mr. Climax is going to finish it off, but that was a valiant effort by the Wraiths team with the goal line stand. I mean, the Bishops weren't really putting too much on target as far as power-wise, leaving the door open for the Wraiths to knock it out, but I mean, the Bishops just kept peppering them, and the Wraiths just weren't able to get a good enough clear.
Kratos had the read off the backboard, but couldn't find it on target, and that would have been a great way to cement a 3-0 lead. But that gives the Wraiths a little bit of wiggle room here to try and get back in this game. But yeah, I mean, they just don't look comfortable on the defensive side. And I mean, it's kind of hard not to panic when, like you said, they're being peppered in the net. But I mean, something's got to be done, and they're trying to convert back onto offense. But another good save from Chiefs. And every single shot has been saved by the Wraiths. So either they're going to have to get some demos or more precision shooting, because the Bishops, they're putting up some high shot totals, but they're also able to put up the defensive numbers as well at the moment.
Oh, I will say this, Bagels, not every shot has been saved by the Wraiths. As the Bishops are up 2-0.
I meant every shot that the Wraiths has shot has been saved. That is what I meant to say.
But I mean, the Wraiths just need to get a little more, I guess the word is, I'm trying to think of the word, can't think of it, creative with their shots. They need to go for demos, go for flip resets, because if they just keep shooting at the back of the net, the Bishops have it covered. And they could have a shot right here as Mr. Climax puts one on target, but Moxen able to put it away. I want to see more demo plays from the Wraiths. I want to see more aerials. They played really well in the first 2 minutes of that game one whenever they were slamming the ball off the backboard. And instead, the Bishops are just going to have a free open net here.
Yeah, and, you know, Regret was going up for the double tap, and he ended up missing it and perhaps didn't have enough boost. But, I mean, either way, if you don't have the double tap, you need to let your teammates know. And either he did not let his teammates know, or maybe they just couldn't have the read, or he truly did think they have the double tap. Either way, that ball should not get past all three players in that scenario, and that is a tough way to give up another goal here in the final minute, as I thought Kratos was going to get a dunk to put in a fourth, but a quick play out of defense and the redirect from Jarhead, and that just might be the way to try and sneak their way back into this game.
I mean, it might be a little late to get their way back into this game, but it definitely has a momentum boost, saying we can score on these guys. All we need is a few passing plays, a little bit of creativity, and we can beat these guys. So it's great for the confidence.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to your point, I wholeheartedly agree. There just needs to be some more creative play. I mean, you can't exactly rely on a Regret solo play every time, because as we just saw, he's even going to miss a double tap or two. So there's got to be some more demos. I mean, even the cherry pick like we just saw. I mean, just plant a player down there if your rotation's solid enough to try and wary the offense from the Bishops, because that was a pretty crazy shot coming out from Jarhead with the precision, but the fake will come out, and Chiefs will put in a fourth for the Bishops, and again, this will be another 3-goal margin victory for the Bishops here, and they will find themselves 2-0 in the series. But I mean, it's really not out of reach for the Wraiths. They just gotta clean a few things up.
Oh, I mean, most definitely. They just, whenever they're popping off, they're playing well. I really just think they're in their heads right now, and that last goal didn't help one bit, especially in a fake. And if they could put another one on target here as they were getting ready to, it will have just like absolutely destroyed the Wraiths' mental. But I do have a question, however. Are there timeouts in this? Because if so, I would take all of my time to like talk it over with my team, just to see like what we can do, maybe even calm each other down, because that's a tall task ahead of them in order to beat this Bishops team, because they are popping off right now.
Yeah, I mean, there are timeouts, but that is only in the playoffs. That is not a thing for a regular season. I mean, they could take the full 60 seconds here, but, you know, all 3 players are readied up. I believe I am readied up, even though it's showing I'm not readied up. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, they just got to... The offense is there. It's 7 shots to 12. I mean, it's a difference of 5, so definitely the Bishops still have the majority of the pressure, and rightfully so. I mean, we've been talking about how it's close. You know, the Wraiths are playing bad, or not bad, but they're just underperforming. But the Bishops, they're playing pretty outstanding here. Definitely much more of a team effort here in game number 2. Not quite exactly the carry that was Kratos there in game number 1. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I just need some demos. I need some creativeness. I mean, they got the cherry pick, made some passing, some dribble plays. I need to see something, because whatever they're doing is not working, because there's so many saves coming out from the Bishops.
Kratos tries to get one going, but I mean, not able to get that one on target. Oh my goodness, 2 Wraiths players up for it.
Oh.
Climax gets the reset, doesn't make use of it, and I mean, the Bishops just picking up where they left off in this one on the attack. Moxen doing what he can to try and get an early goal in the Bishops' favor, in the Wraiths' favor, excuse me, but I mean, the Bishops just really picking up where they left off.
Absolutely. If a challenger player somehow got a pancake double tap, I would have. That
would have been insane.
I would have lost my mind. Because Climax was perhaps looking for the bump, but decided to let Regret hit the ball out. But Jarhead, he's playing all the way back, and Moxen luckily able to cut that off before it got too dangerous. Climax, he's just chilling on the backboard. I don't think he's left the offensive half for the past 20, 25 seconds. He's finally starting to rotate back, but that just shows the confidence that the Bishops are playing with currently, as they're just looking to be on a whole different level. And, you know, surprising that a team that's playing this well is sitting at 5-3.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're playing really well. They're popping off right now. And, I mean, just this rotation by the Wraiths isn't really it. Regret gets a nice bump, and Moxen tries to put the shot on target, is able to get it. Jarhead going to bump but Moxen is going to find a way to salvage it and put the ball in the back of the net for the game 3 lead. Oh my goodness, Bagel.
But again, in an opportunity that probably should have been capitalized twice over, the communication didn't come out. I mean, that's a clear, whoever, I think it was Jarhead was the 3rd man, or Regret, one of the 2. They gotta call that early, because they have time. There was nobody back for the Bishops, and they still almost botched the opportunity. And they're not making it easy right now, but they do have, I mean, I was going to say they have the majority of the pressure, but they're sitting at 1 shot apiece. But again, a snipe from Kratos. And, you know, sometimes the shots that are shot right at you, Jaegers, I've said this before when we were casting, the ones that are shot right at you are the hardest to save.
I may have heard that come up a few times, Bagels. But I mean,
it's legit, though.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. As Crate puts another one in the back of the net, he is playing really well. He has performed in every single game this series. Hold on. the Wraiths not able to connect with the passing play, and Jarhead tries to put one on target, but I mean, so far in this game 3, I think the Wraiths realize what kind of position they're in, and they're starting to fight back. Regret tries to get a nice flick, but Moxen, maybe a bit of a risky third man push-up, and Kratos is going to make him pay, putting in his second goals and as many shot attempts. This man's just playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, and that was a ballsy third man challenge from Moxen. Didn't get the 50 he needed, and Jarhead ended up missing that mid boost. Not quite sure if he would have made it back either way, but I mean, I feel like we're seeing what I need to see out of the race. I mean, we saw Regret go for a dribble play, didn't exactly work out, but it's changing. They're getting different looks at the Bishop's net, and they're working their way out of defense together. We saw a few passes, Moxen almost able to get that pre-flip on the net, so I feel like they're making the adjustments, but again, the Bishops are just playing so well, but the snipe goes bottom under for Regret, and they will tie it up.
Regret's an absolute sniper, catches Mr. Climax lacking on the backboard, and he ties up this game. He is where his team needs him to be right now.
Yeah, that was a big shot from Regret. That's 2 so far in this series, but again, like I said, in between Game 1 and Game 2, I just need to see a little bit more out of Moxen and Jarhead. I mean, we saw that really good redirect cherry pick out of Jarhead, but I mean, realistically, they were already down 3-0 at that point. Not really a garbage time goal, but a goal that didn't really give them anything as there was only 40 seconds left in game number 2. But Regret, he's looking for another, and Jarhead, he's still loitering on the goal line. Could be another opportunity here, but this one, a mistouch. Moxen perhaps looking to get it back to Regret, and he will. Regret, he is on another level at the moment, but that's a hard ask for his team, and this one will go top shelf for Kratos again, who has found himself a second hat trick.
I believe Kratos has had 7 goals this series. The man is popping off, but Regret was like this close away from taking the lead on that shot. That was a beautiful shot, and just eaten by the crossbar monster on that one.
Yeah, I mean that was a pre-jump too, so he almost found the nutty shot right there. But a demo comes out in the backfield, and Moxen getting the clear to the corner. His team desperately needed to try and stay in this match, try and stay in this series, and Moxen, he gets the fake past one, but he's got no to put it in, and he gets demoed. Both teammates were looking for demos of their own. Just a little bit more boost, but Regret keeping it in. Moxen, third man, not wanting to make a risky push this time, but he...
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm lagging out, and the ball will go in. I'm not quite sure what happened, because I was lagging, and that is an unfortunate way. I thought he was in position, but he could have had the read. He just didn't find it.
Oh my goodness. Kratos is absolutely popping off right now. And this could be it for the Wraiths if they don't find a quick goal in this one, because I don't know. The Bishops are just playing better right now.
Yeah, and this is almost a picture-perfect replica of game number 1. It was 2-2, halftime passed, and then a unfortunate goal goes through, and it just might be 5-2, and it is an exact replica of game number 1, and Kratos is sitting at 5 goals. I believe you said he had 7 earlier, so that's 9. That's 9 goals in 3 games.
Oh my... Not only is it 9 goals in 3 games, he is 5 for 5 in this one. He is finding every mark that he has shot. Shooters shoot, and you know what they say? You can't score if you don't shoot. Well, my man is shooting right now, and Chiefs, one shot of his own, gonna put it in the back of the net also.
It is, you know, we were talking about the 5 for 8 shooting accuracy. This is 6 for 6. They are sitting at a solid 100 right there. And I mean, at this point, it's just been so many quick goals for the race. They got 30 seconds. This will unfortunately be a sweep here. But I mean, game 1, game 3, Jaegers, they were so close. They were within reach, and then one little mistake happened, and then it just was like a tidal wave collapsing on the race for some reason, some way.
No, it's they just got in their heads, Bagels, and like once you get in your head, it's really hard to get out. Like, get your mental right. But I mean, this Bishops team is playing on an unprecedented level. They are popping off right now. 6 for 6 shooting is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
I mean the shooting accuracy in general. I mean, I don't exactly have the numbers from game 2 there. I don't remember, but if it was 5 for 8 and 6 for 6 from game 1 to game 3, I mean, most likely game 2 was a stellar shooting percentage as well. So I mean, that just might be the best shooting percentage I've ever seen in a Nemesis series ever. Um, as Rockerman is perhaps asking for an interview. I don't know. That's up to you, big dog. Um, but I mean, really, Jaegers, I feel like this was a series that Wraiths could have totally been competitive in, but they had to rely too much on regret. And there's only so many times you could be a pop-off player when you're trying to carry your other two teammates. I just needed to see more out of Moxen and Jarhead. I needed to see some more shooting. I don't think we saw any demos even after we were asking for them to do more demos. It just wasn't enough. On top of the fact that Kratos was just a beast.
Oh no, like yeah, no, Kratos is a monster. But I mean, like regret was popping off. It's just like they just didn't play well as a team. Bagels, like their rotations were just off, like in just like little minuscule places, and I mean, just ballsy plays that didn't work out in their favor, and as a result, they got swept.
Yeah, I mean there was just those few rotational mistakes that came out for Race that might have been the turning point in both game 1 and game 3 that led it from a 2-2 to a 5-2. Well, I guess it was 6-2 in the last game, but in both ones. And what did you say, Rocketman? All right, we're gonna get Mr. Kratos in here for an interview here after that stellar performance. But a quick shout out here for Rockerman, 26 months, and my teammate Goff for the 22 months, who I will be talking to in a few short minutes. We will get an interview here for this man very shortly. And here he is. Kratos, how you doing, my guy?
Doing good, doing good.
Well, that was a short response. I was expecting a little bit more hype.
I don't know, bro.
I mean, do you know what you just did?
Yeah.
You went 5 for 5 in game 3.
Yeah, that was honestly insane. I don't know, bro. I was like freaking out, bro. I don't know. I was like,
I mean, it all started with that huge double tap you had in game 1 where you slotted that on the right side. I mean, that was just a picture perfect shot, and it just didn't stop the ball rolling from there. And I mean, you guys ultimately ended up getting the sweep here, but I mean, it didn't feel like the Wraiths were that far behind. I mean, do you have anything to say about how the Wraiths were playing? Because I felt like it was within reach, but you guys just were on another level at points.
honestly, I think when they scored that first goal in the first game, we kind of just adjusted to how they played every time they like scored a goal, you know?
I mean, any particular adjustments in mind, or you're not willing to elaborate on that?
So like, I don't know, kind of like just like improved our defense a little bit.
Yep. I mean, you got anything for the big crate there, Jaegers?
I mean, like 9. I believe it was 9, if I'm not mistaken. That is ridiculous in any series, let alone a sweep. Is like, so we've seen you play on stream 3 times, and like, did this one feel any different than the other two?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of felt different because I played a lot better than the first 2 times. So just yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a lot better. But I mean, your team moving on to 6-3 now. Huge momentum swing to try and catch up to the Hellcats there. We'll have to wait and see how that result goes. But I mean, congratulations on the victory tonight. Any shout outs before you go?
No.
All right. Well, the humble man himself, Big Crate, leading his team, the Bishops, to a powerful sweep there over the race. And looks like we'll have a bit of an extended break here before we get into our second matchup, which will be Vanguard going off against Nebula. But you got anything else to say before we head off there, Jaegers?
Nah, that should do it. I'm pretty hyped for the next one, Bagels.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see I don't think hopefully. I think we will see even just as much offense there in our second series coming up. I mean, we got Arrow going off against Ventus and Duckworth, the back-to-back player of the week. So we just saw how the player of the week performed today, looking to perform the repeat there. So I think we'll be in store for some more offense just shortly in about 10 minutes for y'all. But we'll see you guys after the break for that Titan League matchup.